Record. Good afternoon, brother and sister Strong. How are you doing?
Oh, we're great, Brother Davis. I'm really excited to learn. I became more motivated as President Nelson recently stated that the purpose of all the family history work is for the sealings of families. I'm looking forward to learning about what I can do.
I'm happy to spend some time together. I am amazed that you are so willing to do family history and temple work with all the responsibilities you have, especially with your 6 children.
Well, with our oldest turning 12 now, we've realized the need for the many promised blessings that temple and family history work bring, such as being safeguarded from some common challenges in our youth and throughout our lives.
Also, at our last conference, Elder Renlund mentioned a number of healing blessings for the family and for an increased understanding of the Savior and His atonement in our lives.
I've gained a greater love and appreciation for my deceased ancestors and for living relatives as I've come to know them all better. You've mentioned the why and the worth of family history and temples. Let's consider the ways of being involved with this great effort. President Oaks stated years ago that our efforts should not be to compel everyone to do everything, but for everyone to do something. You've probably already been involved with temple and family history work in a number of ways.
My sister-in-law does a lot of research so family members can do temple ordinances for our ancestors. And we love taking our children to various temples and church historical sites. I have kept a journal over many years, and our families share family events via Instagram.
Yeah, and our extended families have regular reunions and family dinners. But I'd like to be able to do more indexing, as I know it helps to add sources and information for those searching out their ancestors.
My mother has put a lot of effort into creating wonderful books of the lives of her parents and a book of my life and each of my siblings. Look, there I am as a cute little girl. The books really help remind me of all the good we've had and also of the growing experiences we've been through.
Those are wonderful ways you've already been involved in helping both those here and beyond the veil. President Joseph Fielding Smith said that even if we complete all the family group sheets that everyone that ever lived, it is still each person's responsibility to study and become acquainted with their ancestors. So we need to discover, to gather, to connect, and to know. Before we get started, can we start with a prayer? It's always good to begin with prayer to seek inspired guidance before you begin family history. A very important principle of temple and family history work is to remember that this is a lifetime process, and as stated in the scriptures, we should not run faster than we can, but be diligent with a steady effort over a whole lifetime. We'll first review some suggestions for Sister Strong of what to do, and then later review what Brother Strong might do. Sister Strong, I really appreciate your quick response to Family Search's email so I could have permission to review your tree.
When I got the email from Family Search, it was really easy to understand and respond to.
I remember my grandparents slowly doing family history work on long genealogy sheets and trying to save everything on paper, then eventually on floppy disks and cassette tapes. Geez, it sure has changed as so many resources are available.
Yes, family history work has changed and is so inspired. While in times past much effort was made to just find an ancestor's name, today we can discover and learn so much more about them.
There's my great-great-grandfather, Charles Stainer Call. Wow, he was just a baby in the Great Blizzard of 1888 when there were snow drifts up to 50 feet.
Look, you can learn the occupations of your ancestors. Some were school teachers, farmers, dry goods store owners, and others kept house. Maybe learning about your ancestors is what has motivated you to take such good care of our house.
Sister Strong, here's the landscape view of your pedigree chart. In the fan chart view, you can learn so much more about your ancestors.
This is very interesting. It shows the countries my relatives were born in, from the United Kingdom to the United States to Germany. It also shows which ancestors have photos attached.
That one also shows which ones don't have photos and memories. So maybe you could add their photos to Family Search later.
Great observations. Besides the chart showing which ancestors have stories about them listed, it also shows which one don't. This fan view shows which ancestors need research help, both for your father's and your mother's lines.
This is especially exciting as this fan chart shows a number of ancestors that need their temple work completed.
Another principle to remember when doing temple and family history work that there are many things that need to be done to help our ancestors on Family Search. But we can't do it all, so we need to prayerfully decide what we should be doing. After evaluating your tree, here are our list of some recommendations in a number of areas to possibly work on. I think it's always best to first look at what you can do for your very closest relatives.
This is my grandmother. She is the most wonderful lady, and I admired her greatly.
Note in Family Search that there are 2 Norma calls. Duplicates can occur as individuals add them to the tree. We need to merge the 2 in order to eliminate confusion. What else do you notice?
Well, there are 3 photos of her. I could add pictures of her through the years.
Well, you could also contact your siblings and have each of them write a remembrance of Grandma, so you could add those to Family Search as well. If we don't record much, our own children and grandchildren may never know the wonderful goodness of their great-grandmother.
Grandmother had such a wonderful voice and sang at numerous church meetings, weddings, and funerals. My mother has recorded a CD of Grandma singing some of her favorite songs.
You could take excerpts of sub-songs and add them as an audio to Family Search. That would be such a special way to honor her and keep her memory alive.
La Viga and Ida Fay are my great-grandparents.
Through indexing, Family Search preserves millions of records and then gives out record hints. We could add them as sources. You mentioned that you'd like to have some family names to do temple ordinance work for. Here are several listed. Also using Family Search's descendancy research, you can find more. There is a new, extremely helpful app called Ordinance Ready available on your phone and computer to help find those who need temple work completed.
These to involve our children in. Look really fun.
This activity about bouncing back may help remind us with our challenges that our ancestors bounced back with theirs, and we can with ours too.
There are some really enjoyable family history games like Wheel of Family Fortune and Jeopardy developed by the BYU Family History Technology Lab.
It looks like Family Search offers a lot of help and learning resources.
And there are numerous other excellent resources. Remember, learning slowly, step by step.
Our family history consultants in the ward and help through our regional center would be of great assistance to us also.
BYU has over 140 missionaries available during the week. Plus, at BYU and other family history centers, there are a number of excellent scanning units.
There are also numerous classes and webinars to learn from.
Well, it looks like my Uncle Terry and my brother and sister-in-law are also working on it. I could consult with them if I have questions.
I am planning to leave with you this recommendation paper to remind you of the various areas you might work on, along with some resources listed. Also, I have a paper listing quotes from Apostles of the Lord about the doctrine and blessings of temple and family history work. I very much appreciate the opportunity to spend a few minutes with you. I'll check next week for more help and answer any questions. As Elder Cook recently stated, we do live in the most blessed of times with all the technology and temples available to help further this great work of the Lord.